get started, I want to thank everyone who has supported or shown interest in our content. We are growing fast, and we can't do it without you. We love and appreciate you all. Follow us on IG for daily motivational content and up-to-date information on prizes just for following or tuning in. Take a look at our merchandise online with our new affiliates and collaborations weekly. Also, join us on our live streaming LMC radio station on Mixcloud Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and that is subject to change. So look for us, tune in, and let's have some fun. Chapter 5. I judge people based on their level of assholeness.
When you hear this sound, it's time to pay extra attention.
Even the legendary Tupac said, "Only God can judge me." Is that true? Is it possible to live your entire life without being judged? The reality is, you are being judged every day, multiple times a day. The problem is, who qualifies to be a judge? When we talked about honesty versus dishonesty in the last segment before this one, we talked about how to be fair and the only possible way that you can judge anything, like a courtroom judge, an umpire, a referee, mediator, an arbitrator, a leader, or a mental health therapist. These are people who must be fair. They cannot carry any biases. They must know the difference between real and realistic. So yes, there are people who qualify to judge. What they can and can't judge could be subjective. If I have to judge someone, I would judge them based on their level of assholeness. But first, we must determine if they deserve to be labeled or was it just a random act of immaturity. Once you discover if indeed they are an asshole, we then need to figure out what kind of an asshole we are dealing with. Let's not forget Chapter 1, which will tell you how to place anything into levels. You can throw off an asshole while they're doing what they do best, being an asshole. Just act like you're doing a math problem in your head when they ask you, "What are you doing?" You simply state, "I am trying to determine what type of an asshole you are." So let's go ahead and identify the different variations of being an asshole, shall we? There are sassy, clever, sarcastic, and facetious assholes. You know, the ones that get a kick out of making you feel stupid so people can laugh at you. One of the highest levels, which is a total dick, and consists of being an asshole all of the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, during holidays, at a ball game, celebrations, in the hospital, and yes, even in funerals. I've done some research, and I still don't know who invented or created the label dick. What I do know is that it's used for a nickname for Richard. Kinda sucks, doesn't it? Are there any benefits to knowing them or keeping them around? Let's talk about it. Before we get into that, we must go into a sequence. And what is the first thing we need to apply? You guessed it. Levels. So we can create a range of these people. Let's say a basic asshole is level 1. This is the pushover, the one who lets everyone say and do whatever they feel towards them. This person is an easy target for the opportunistic asshole, which is level 4, who will take advantage of those who will not stand up for themselves. This is what we might call a bully. This is a simple example of two assholes working together. A level 3 asshole is the one who thinks they know it all and doesn't know jack shit. The only reason they are not a level 1 asshole is because they are always prepared for dishonesty or fuckery of any kind because they dish it out so much. So they don't trust anyone because they don't want to be a victim of their own demise. A level 1 asshole will trust anyone. A level 2 asshole is the wannabe or the try-hard asshole. The one who admires the assholes. The ones who suck at being assholes. This is what you call the enabler, the gossip partners, the ones that agree with anything just to feel like they're a part of something. These people always end up betrayed or being hurt by the same person they are a fan of. Obviously, level 5 is the total dick, which includes the narcissist, toxicity, the me-first person, the ones who will never fail when it's the wrong time to say something unnecessary or extra. Ugh, so frustrating. So how do you deal with them? In most cases, you can destroy the asshole by ignoring them. They need an audience. It's like a germ who needs a host. Without it, they might start being assholes to themselves. Now that's a thought. In order to be judged by these levels, the culprits at least need to be consistent with these behaviors, so it fits right. If not, then it's just mere tendencies that might come around once in a while, like a slight urge to do or say something stupid, just because. So let's put this all in linear form and do a quick recap. The level 1 asshole is the sucker, the one people pick on, the one who is always taken advantage of, the one who won't fight back. But watch out. This is the guy who might turn into a bully later in life, or the one conducting your next job interview. Yikes. It is very likely this person may be an asshole for the rest of their life, just on a different level. The level 2 asshole thinks being an asshole is cool, or the thing to be, and wishes to be like that someday. You've seen them. They seem out of place, and their phoniness reeks of pure bullshit. It doesn't suit their character at all. They try to be funny but sound stupid, doing extra to fit in. They are usually ass kissers to popular people and try to get close to them. They are usually people who have a hard time identifying with themselves and end up paying a high price when their true agenda is discovered. The level 3 asshole is the one who has an answer for everything and will tell you they have heard of anything you mention, even if you make it up. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. They will never admit they are unfamiliar with something instead of taking advantage of a learning opportunity. These people sound like they know what they are talking about and are very convincing. These people are usually dishonest. A level 4 asshole will not miss the opportunity to get over on you. They are bloodhounds and vampires that will suck you dry and will never look back. Your age, gender, health, or handicap will not matter to them. The easier the target, the better. And finally, the most hated of them all. A level 5 asshole, the total dick, the jerk, the prick, the scumbag, or the douche. Take your pick. This person is the extreme of many possible scenarios, one being the overly controlling and only self-satisfying, another being the Bruce Lee of bad timing and the always got something to say kind of person. A third could be the asshole that is always negative, the Debbie Downer type that always finds something wrong instead of focusing on what's right. The overly critical person who doesn't follow their own advice as well. The one that proves that misery needs company. I will say it again, the most frustrating of them all. So what do you think an asshole is? Are we all assholes to one extent or another? An asshole is someone who makes you feel like crap. It is the mannerism that makes it worse, but it can also lose sight of the original context. It will make people feel defensive because of the delivery or the timing in which it was presented. It can also be met with those who have problems dealing with the truth. Therefore, some kind of tension should be anticipated. Their consistency with this behavior plays a big part in the levels they achieve. The wannabe assholes are temporary, and they're not good at it. They don't last long. So do you want to know if you're an asshole? Let's take a quick quiz and find out. Do you try to get ahead through intimidation or manipulation? Do you pin the blame for your failure on someone else? Do you take credit for others' successes? Are you always talking about how bad things are? Do you withhold critical information to make your rivals look bad? Do you hate people for doing better than you? Are you waiting around for life to come to you? Is everything that happens to you someone else's fault? Are you stuck in the past because it's comfortable to be negative? Do you sink the ship because you're not the one steering? Or do you think everyone is beneath you? Then guess what? You're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Yes, assholes make more money and are more successful. But which assholes are we talking about now? It is usually the meanest people that get ahead. That is just the way society is wired. Just because you are nice doesn't mean you are a good person. And just because someone is mean doesn't mean they're a bad person. They win at life, but fail as human beings. So it all depends on what suits you. It is a matter of preference. We must be accountable for the assholes in our lives and wipe our asses really well a couple of times a day. In fact, I believe the world needs a decent amount of assholes, and that being an asshole is a valuable life skill. Someone who is straight up and has no filter when they speak are often considered assholes. Interesting. You can do the right thing and still be an asshole about it. Unethical assholes are narcissistic assholes that care only in terms of what benefit themselves more than others. Finding a good cause to please themselves in a group is the first step to becoming an ethical asshole. Not all assholes are unethical, but all unethical people are assholes. Yes, there is such thing as an ethical asshole. We need ethical assholes because they are the only thing protecting us from unethical assholes. We also have the ethical asshole police, which is the protector of the group. This is the person who is willing to be fair to everyone. If you know you are going to hang out with an asshole, you need a firefighter in the group, otherwise, don't go. So, do assholes run the world? Who would you rely on during a high stakes situation or an emergency? Someone you really need to rely on when the shit is about to hit the fan. Being an asshole can be extremely advantageous. Sometimes people trust assholes because they say the truth. You ever broke up with someone nicely? And that's why many cool people just end up stuck in a situationship for way longer than they should. You don't want to get walked over on. You live a fair and honest life. You give people what they give you or its equivalent and trust that they will not hurt you in any way. Assholes decide what is more important than your feelings, but we cannot allow our feelings to dictate our fate. An asshole will overlook the feelings involved. So, what holds someone back from being an asshole? They might not want to make someone feel bad, so they alter the answer. Isn't that a little on the dishonesty side of being an enabler? The tension it feels when you must tell someone the truth and you know they might not want to hear it or accept it well. But assholes may also be the one who speak up for others. What are the traits of a mean person? Intention. This means that they are motivated by being mean. There are those who almost fit the bill of evil or toxic. They are just rude, inconsiderate, dishonest, fake, carry a weird aura, and they are never wrong. Being rude is a choice, and usually it was planned. For example, what people do in public, they will definitely display in private. Eventually, they will treat you the same way, so beware of this red flag. So, what are mean people? Why are people mean? It usually comes from a bad childhood, genes from a relative, adult trauma, or the person who was bullied and eventually turned into a bully. How do we deal with mean people? Well, the first thing we need to do is understand why people are mean. Then we can figure out how to deal with them. In order to stay sane, we choose to stay away from mean people. We can't always do that, especially if it involves real family and the ones we care for. If you can communicate at all with this type of person in your life, you both will need to seek professional help. The reason for this? A mean person either doesn't want to give up that power or they simply have no idea of what they're doing. During 2020, we all had the opportunity to see the world nearly collapse before our eyes, and I remember clearly predicting that 2020 will be the year of vision, way before anyone else said it. Somehow I knew that 2020 will unleash the hard reality among us of how many assholes we are surrounded by. Had I known then to what extent this will lead us to, I would have worked harder and faster to get the message across. 2020 allowed all the closet assholes to come out and shine. But the biggest asshole is not a particular person who led the way with personal political agendas and does not deserve to be mentioned, but rather the gullible, naive, susceptible enablers that allowed this to happen. So, in conclusion, you don't have to be the person dishing it out to be an asshole. You can also be an asshole by allowing it to happen. That's how I judge people. I judge people based on their level of assholeness. And that is living above the norm. The vocabulary word for this podcast is narcissist, which is a person who has an inflated sense of their own importance, ego, and false sense of entitlement. They possess a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. They have troubled relationships and a lack of empathy for others. They use the word hate in their vocabulary constantly, so look out for that. Here are 5 signs of narcissism: fixation with appearance, unreasonable expectations, disregard for other people. It's everyone else's fault. They fear abandonment. Narcissists place themselves first whenever they can. They are extremely toxic people. And there is more where this came from. Do yourself the favor and do some research. I want to thank everyone who is following us and has become a part of the Hormiga family. We love and appreciate you all. As you know, we have a deep admiration for those who genuinely want to grow and live above the norm. We are here to offer enlightening information about life and its many challenges. We also offer an array of business consulting strategies to maximize your work production, promotion, marketing, and to lift the spirits of your company staff. We also offer personal consulting through our life coaching program. So follow us on Instagram for daily motivational content and chances to win cash and nice prices for just tuning in. You can also join us on LMC Radio on the Mixcloud platform for our show called P.S. I Love Me, usually on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, subject to change, so tap in and check out the weekly schedule for the show and their very talented lineup of DJs in many genres.
So come and join us on this mystical journey. And keep in mind that it's okay to remain kind but not blind to those who want to rob you of your precious energy. Let's remove this from our path. Life is short, and tomorrow is never promised. But if we can make life a little easier by recognizing what is real and what is phony, then I serve my purpose here. Support those who support you, and I support you all. From the House of Facts, Positive Vibes, and Original Artistry, I am your host, Hormiga, promising to see you soon, and always remember to live above the norm.